Welcome back to another episode of Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum here with Ronen Wolf, who owns a company called Senditures. Did I get it right?
Yes.
All right, so it's not Senditures,
No.
So we're not online teeth.
No, we're
What is Senditures? Tell us a little bit about your company.
Absolutely. We are a multi-channel e-commerce wholesale and distribution. To kind of simplify that, we sell on behalf of small, mid-size, and big brands across a wide range of sales channels online. We focus mainly on the small and mid-size because we want to be able to help them grow faster, be able to get their products onto more sales channels faster, more expansion, more brand awareness, and we facilitate that and make it very easy for the brands to be able to scale a little quicker in the beginning.
So for somebody who's watching this going, what? So walk me through. So I know a lot about e-commerce. Yep. I have actually a background in e-commerce from the Stone Age.
All right.
My undergrad degree was actually electronic commerce. So obviously we are in a completely new world technologically where, you can think about something, you push a button on your phone and it's there the next day.
Yes.
So you do which parts of that for that small to medium consumer? Are you handling the logistics, the ordering, end to end? Like walk us through, like I am a small business owner and I want to do business with you.
Yep.
Walk me through what that looks like.
So we focus mainly on drop shipping for the brand. So we will handle all of the channel management, getting the products on there, all of the shipping costs, everything from the marketing, the ads. All the brand needs to give us is a cost in order to sell their item. And then the way that we make our money is we put a margin on top of the cost they give us, and then we give it to our sales channels that we work with, and then we just provide basically the shipping information for them to ship out the product. So all they need to do is give us the product information, and they need to accept the label from us and slap it on a box and ship out the product.
Now, so they go and buy, to drop ship, right? So for people that don't understand what that is, it's basically inventory on demand where I'm selling a widget, right? I'm selling this thing.
Yep.
And they go to my website and they want to buy the thing. Click to buy the thing. I've got an inventory of these things, and you handle everything from that click to that product showing up at the door for the consumer.
Yes,
and
except minus the part where we ship it out.
Right, because somebody else, the drop part of the shipping,
the brand will ship it out directly to the customer. We handle everything else.
Gotcha. So basically, I go to the website of the customer. I'm the customer. I go to the website of the person, and I want to buy a shelving system, right? Or just use that as an example.
Sure.
So a big thing, a little thing, anything in between.
Yeah.
And I want to buy that cool shelving system, and I go click, and I have that inventory. So I would be responsible for sticking a label on it.
Yes.
But you're going to handle all the logistical stuff between that, and also making sure that we have a profitable margin, because that's important.
Right.
Because you don't want to sell a whole bunch of things and have a loss.
Right. And so we work with a lot of like online retailers, some of the biggest ones you may have heard of, some of the ones you probably haven't heard of at all. And so they usually handle and pay for all the marketing, the ads and everything. And so they're responsible for the customer just clicking on the product, buying it, the order gets transmitted to our account, and then we're able to run that through our system, do all the shipping, all the information, and just transmit it over to the brand very simply.
And so what you're doing is you're helping that business owner who may not have the scale yet,
right,
to be able to, like, gosh, man, I got this really cool, like, invention of like how to hang a TV on a wall, right? But I'm just a little guy and I'm building these things in my garage.
Exactly.
And you help them to be able, online presence, to not necessarily look like the little guy in the garage.
Exactly.
But then also you handle people that are not just the garage-based businesses, but that are legitimate businesses that just, they don't have the infrastructure to do that cost effectively.
Exactly. And you'd be surprised at the amount of companies and brands that actually don't have the resources, the know-how, the relationships, whether they're small, medium, big, they just don't either know how to do it or don't want to do it. And so our company, the way that we operate is it's very unique or very beneficial to these companies in order to be able to do that, because we already have the system set up in place internally to handle all of the, to handle tens of thousands of products, getting uploaded very quickly, getting onto these sales channels. The relationships already are built, so the brands don't have to start these new relationships, and it's no cost to them. So it's no risk, and they're able to expand their reach for customers across these sites that have in total like probably over 1 billion customers altogether.
Right. And, people that might have the ability to do it, they can't do it at a profit margin.
Right.
Right. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Because you could do it. I mean, I could do it.
Right.
But if I did all of it, then my resources are so sunk that I would not have the ability to be profit. So your profit is a rounding error compared to what my internal cost would be to do it myself.
Right. Because a lot of times they don't understand the process it takes or how simple it can be. And so that's why we're so valuable, because we've already built that out. We've already built it out cost effectively, efficiently. We run a very lean team, and so we're able to do it, but we operate as though we're 50 people or 100 people deep.
So this reminds me of actually one of my AI professors back in school when I was studying my undergrad, about, people listen, they're watching this and they're like, okay, I get it, but like, help me wrap my head around that. Right. So the way that it was explained to me for all the back end processes is, if you go to the airport with your luggage and you give your luggage to the person at the counter, it goes behind a hole. There's not a guy on the other side of that hole that takes your bag and walks it to the plane. It goes through hundreds, if not thousands, of processes in a highway behind the door that's just for that bag to get from Jacksonville, so that when I arrive in San Diego, that bag is going to be kicking out on the other side. There's hundreds of processes behind that where that bag is to go. When my professor talked to me about that, it was like one of those like, wow, because database, people, database, right? There's hundreds, if not thousands of processes times millions, if not billions of clients that are around the world buying things. And your job is to make sure that if Steve is selling that little bracket thing as the small business owner, that I get to go click, I get to slap the label on it, and we get that client, because although it's a cost to have a third party help to be an intermediary, what's the cost if the packages get lost?
Yeah, well, that's probably the only risk, I'd say.
So that's a big risk.
It's a risk, right? But if you do it right and you account for returns / refunds, our refund rate or our return rate is less than 1% across the board.
And so think about that versus the guy just slapping it, doing it himself, right? What's the failure rate? 75%?
Probably.
And if you have a 5% margin, you just lost 20% of your business. So you can basically bring that 75%, which could kill a business, in e-commerce, down to less than 1% for a cheaper cost than what they could do it on their own.
Right. Because if they're just starting out, they are trying to figure out all those things. They're trying to do their own Shopify store, whatever platform that they're using for D2C. And they're all fuzzled in the brain. And so we're able to come in and say, hey, we could just add to your revenue very quickly, maybe $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month in extra revenue just right out of the gate. They just started their brand a month ago. It's very unlikely that a brand will not see the value in that.
And at a lower cost and a higher probability of success. That's the other thing, right? The business owner watching this, they're like, oh, well, it's going to cost me to pay you to do it. No. Well, yeah, it will. However, you're going to have more revenue, higher profit margin compared to if you're going to do it yourself. And a lesser break rate of things not showing up, which will also put you out of business.
Not only that, but also the organic reach that they'll get from being on these bigger online retailers that then in turn do drive traffic to their site organically.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking time to explain that stuff. What we'll do is we'll make sure to put this on our website, because those business owners going, all right, I got about 10% of that. Help me get to the rest of the way. So we'll put your stuff on the website. As we take it away, what's that one thing that you would leave with the people watching the show, whether they're just a startup or whether that small to medium-sized business that you're serving in the digital space? What would be that one thing that you'd like to leave with as we wrap this episode up?
We're here to help brands. We take small brands and we're able to add extra revenue. We're not here to scale your brand, but we're here to help you grow and to be that extra arm that you need for your brand. And that's what we do across the board. We do that for right now hundreds and hundreds of brands, and we're not stopping. We're growing and growing, and we want as many brands and want to help as many small brands as we possibly can.
That is so cool, man. The future is here and we're living it. Thank you for taking time to explain what you do today and to our audience. And you're great. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But you know what? You're only so great because without these guys, nothing else happens. Guys, what a cool story. If you're a business owner, whether you're just getting started, small, medium, trying to get to the large neighborhood, and you're trying to figure out the conundrum of how to be active in the digital space, in the e-commerce space, at a lower cost, at a high profit margin, with a lower probability of failure, come check out Ronen's on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com. We'll post all the links over there. If you like this episode, share this episode. Remember to always live with gratitude.